Hello, hello, hello. What's going on tonight, everyone? Oh my god. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh no! We have an echo. Okay, oops. Volume was up. Oh, what's up, everyone? Schwab D Many! Nightbot, good to see you, Nightbot. Liesel, Bob, I'm Jake BB. I'm Mofo Thief. Arbor Games, aka How Goes It Tonight, everyone? Good to see ya. Yeah, we're gonna do some more Panharmonica-ing this evening. Oh my god, so I almost missed the stream. You probably realized that the stream started a little later. Usually there's a 5-minute countdown, and I was a little late. So, so off the back of my apartment, I have like this sunroom, and I was out there a minute ago before the stream. L's Bells 08. Thank you for your subscription and welcome to the Fishbowl. Yeah, we got new subscription art. Scoops, giving the fist pump. Thank you, thank you. So I was getting ready to stream, getting my drink, doing all the stuff I do to get ready to start streaming. Went out on my my sunroom, my porch off the back of my apartment. And somehow I managed to lock myself on my sunroom, and it's one of those doors that there's no key or anything. So I had locked myself in there. This is 5 minutes before I'm supposed to start streaming. I'm locked in my sunroom. I was like scraping around. It's one of those doors that has like the little circle in the middle where you're supposed to be able to like stick something in there to unlock it, but that wouldn't work. So I was freaking out. Eventually, I had to first rip the screen out of the window and then push the actual window out of the door. And after all that, I was able to reach in and unlock my door and get off of my sunroom, out of my sunroom, and got in here like 2 minutes before the stream was supposed to start. So that was my last 10 minutes. Super close, super close to missing the stream because I was locked in my sunroom. Unfortunately, it's not even nice. It's like in the middle of winter almost. I mean, not really the middle of winter, but there was snow on the ground this morning. So the window is kind of just shoved back into the door. Hopefully it'll keep the cold out until the stream is over. So that was interesting. Yeah, I'm excited for this deck. So this is another take on Panharmonicon. This one is sweet. This comes from, oh man, I'm going to butcher his name. Blake Rasmussen, who works at Wizards of the Coast, does the daily update, all that kind of stuff. So I'm super excited to test out this deck. It is a more color light, I guess, version of the deck. It's essentially blue-white, and then it's also splashing colorless. So we're pretty much a blue-white colorless deck. So we can play some interesting enter the battlefield abilities. So we're going to talk about the deck in just a second. Oh, don't quote that, D-Many. I'll never live that down. Oh, yeah. So anyway, let's do the reminders. For example, the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube, where you can find all the old streams, including our stream from Tuesday, 5-Color Super Friends, and this one will be uploaded in the future. And then we have a new playmat, the Fishy Secrets playmat. In the spirit of Halloween, some Delver action. You probably know it from our art from the Pauper series. So if you are looking for another way to support the stream and the site, pick up a playmat. Also tokens, still got some signed tokens, just signed a bunch more of them. So we have those, and of course, I typed it right the first time. I'm going to say their name correctly. Wizardry Foundry, our super spectacular stream sponsor, who makes really cool high-end deck boxes, like the Grimoire deck box. So make sure to check them out. Big thanks to them for supporting the stream. MTG Goldfish 3 is a code that will get you 10% off your purchase of a super sweet deck box. Oh, thank you for the subscriptions. Who do we have entering the fishbowl? We have Chris Filor. Thank you for your subscription, and welcome to the fishbowl. And then we have Aces777 as well. Welcome to the fishbowl for you as well. So this deck, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I was trying to make the sub notification a little smaller, and now apparently that it doesn't like it being smaller and it's not working at all. So I guess we'll just go back to how it was before, the original, and see if it'll be a little big for today, but that's all right. We can always deal with that in the future for the next stream. Yes, Sorrow's Path, probably the worst Magic card of all time, but I made it work in Commander, sort of. So yeah, thank you for the subscriptions, definitely appreciate it. So Jake isn't in Commander Clash, isn't doing Pauper, right? Should put him in a rough draft. So Jake right now is taking a break from Pauper, however, big news, just like on, I don't know, your favorite TV series where someone leaves and then they come back, we're going to have a Jake cameo for a couple of episodes of Commander Clash in the near future. Richard is going to be going on vacation for a couple of weeks, so he's not going to be able to do Commander Clash, but that means we get Jake back, so we're going to have a pretty sweet, unique group we've never had before, actually. Me, Tomer, Jake, and Tom, I believe, for a couple of episodes. So that's going to be really fun to have Jake back for a couple of episodes of Commander Class. Yes, the return of Silent the return of Silent Jake. Oh, was I not supposed to say that? Oops. I guess I wasn't supposed to say that. You didn't hear that. I was just kidding. Jake's not coming back. Richard isn't going on vacation. Who's Jake? What's vacation? Unfit Parrot, welcome to the fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. So, let's talk about this deck so we can get into a league. Oh yeah, I forgot. If you're looking for the Commander spoilers, we got them all up to date on the site, so there's a link there. We'll take you to the Commander spoilers. There's some super sweet cards from that set. I'm really excited for it. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix it next stream, unfortunately. I don't think I can fix it as we're going because that messed it up when I tried, so anyway, let's talk about this deck, and then we'll have time to talk Commander. Apparently I'll say things I'm not supposed to and ruin surprises unintentionally about Jake on Commander. But what's up, Heracross? So this is the deck we're playing. This is from Blake Rasmussen, who works at Wizards. I believe he said he actually 5-0'd a league with this deck. He's been building it and playing with it ever since it came out. He is a fellow Panharmonicon lover. So this is what we got going on. Unlike our other deck, this is straight blue-white colorless. So why colorless? Yeah, I'm going to try not to lock myself out of my apartment again tonight. That would be sweet. I've never actually done that before. So blue-white colorless, we're colorless to take advantage of Thought-Knot Seer, double trigger, strip 2 cards out of our opponent's hand. Pretty spectacular. And then we also have Eldrazi Displacer, which lets us blink the Thought-Knot Seers and all of our other stuff. So those are two of our big triggers, or creatures with enter the battlefield abilities. So we're we're looking to take advantage of those. We also have some of this stuff from our old deck. Our Reflector Mage. What's up, 595? So we have Reflector Mage. We have 4 Cloud Blazers, all in on the Cloud Blazers. So turn 4 Panharmonicon, turn 5 draw 4, gain 4. Blink it with Eldrazi Displacer. Thraben Inspector double triggers, gets us double clue tokens. Then we have Sky Sovereign, also double triggers, so 6 damage to a creature or player when it enters the battlefield. Let's see, Chris, Feller? Something, I hope I'm somewhat close, Chris, but I do appreciate the subscription, and again, welcome to the Fishbowl. And then, to finish things off, we have a couple of Drowner of Hopes, so we make a whole bunch of I guess I'm just not gonna get that one. Filior? Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm getting closer. So Drowner of Hope makes us 4 Scions when it enters the battlefield. Then we just tap down our opponent's stuff, go to town with our Thought Knots. We can also get the lock set up with Eldrazi Displacer. Oh, there we go. The chat was missing. So we also can get the lock set up where we just keep blinking our Thought Knot Seer, which can kind of lock our opponent out of the game. D-Many, really interesting that you mentioned the formats on Instant Deck Techs. Since I'm in surprise spoiling mood, I'm actually going to start scheduling out the Instant Deck Techs in a specific way. So this is what we're going to do for Instant Deck Techs. We're going to have Modern Mondays. So every modern will be a Monday. No, every Monday will be a Modern deck. Then we're going to have Type 2 Tuesdays, although I probably shouldn't use that name because most people probably don't know what Type 2 means anymore. But Type 2 is standard, so standard on Tuesdays. Then we have Wildcard Wednesdays, where we can use any format. A lot of weeks it'll probably be Legacy, but it could be a second standard or Modern deck. And then on Thursdays, we are going to have Tier Thursdays. So one thing we got requests for was more tier deck lists, so people that aren't familiar with the formats can get to know some of the tier decks. So Tier Thursdays and then Brewer's Minute on Friday. Valupi, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. So yeah, we're going to start doing that, and then that way we can... if we have set releases or something, we can always have special weeks where we kind of preempt the normal schedule to do all Kaladesh decks during Kaladesh week or whatever. Mephitic 51, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Momir Mondays? We have 60 lands and a Momir avatar. That'll be an easy one. So sideboard, Filigree Familiar for aggro, Donovan Bane for control matchup, some counters to force through our stuff, Fragmentize, and Spatial Contortion as removal for Smuggler's Copter and so forth. So let's jump into a league with this. I'm really excited to test out this deck. Yes, welcome to the Fishbowl, Balupi. Glad to have you. So we're going to do a league with this, and hopefully it's sweet. It looks sweet, and I love Panharmonicon, so it should be fun at least. See if we can actually win some treasure chests tonight. Yeah, I think the Fishbowl is a good name. Yes, we got partnered finally, Gideon. We've been working on that for a while. Yeah, you should be able to look at the list. It's not incredibly expensive. 200 in paper, 92 on Magic Online. So not super expensive, but Whoa, the subscriptions are rolling in. Loquib, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. And FoxoCon94, welcome you to the Fishbowl as well. Thank you, thank you. And Lee Salt, we have the the subscriber train. Welcome Lee Salt to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. Can I have a look at this? I also have a budget version if you're interested. Rashmi Control, Permeating Mass Fog Bank. Ooh, that looks really fun. I think I would enjoy playing this deck. I'm not sure if it would be fast enough to really be competitive in Modern, but I really like the idea. Pick stuff up with Roaring Primidox, keep casting it for Rashmi, Stonehorn to kind of lock the opponent out of the game. Venser, I would like to see some Venser Shaper Savants in there. Backfire 12, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Alright, let's get this chat resized so you can see the Filigree Familiar. Alright, this looks about right. This hand is fine-ish. If we draw land and can go Copter into Familiar, suit up Copter, and we did. So Port Town, tapped, pass the turn. Have I tried an energy control build? We play the energy fog deck. I think that's about as close as I've been to energy control. Opponent has Smuggler's Copter. Honey Apples, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. So Copter for our opponent. We're just going to play the planes and play our own Smuggler's Copter. Man, Green-Black Delirium is everywhere. When we streamed Tuesday, our league was, what, 3 Green-Black Deliriums? There's Catacomb Sifter for our opponent. Gonna let them start smuggling. Yeah, the sub notification is bigger than we would like, and it will be fixed for the next stream, but I tried fixing it midstream, and it made it not work altogether, so we're gonna have to deal with it for tonight, but then Tuesday, for the next stream, it will be smaller. Guy on Fire 33, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. If you can almost hear the music, that means the volume is about right. Why would Wizards not release the Commander decks online? I think that's a good question. They weren't popular and didn't sell very well, so I think Wizards thinks that it's a better idea to do it in a different way. Pollute, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Opponent discards Grasp of Darkness. This is a completely different build of Panharmonicon. This is blue-white colorless Panharmonicon. So this one is actually from Blake Rasmussen, who works at Wizards. He's been playing it, sent me the list, so I'm excited to try it out. NASA1225, thank you for your subscription, and welcome to the Fishbowl. All right, so let's play a Plains. Filigree Familiar. Gains us a couple of life. I don't know if this is actually, like, better. Do we even want to attack here, or do we just play defense? I'm probably fine with trading off our Smuggler's Copter. It sounds weird, but I think we're just going to sit back on defense here with Smuggler's Copter. Because we have such a good hand. Displacer into Cloudblazer, or actually Thought-Knot into Cloudblazer, even without Panharmonicon, that's just a lot of value. So I'll be happy if we can get this Copter off the table. If our opponent uses a removal spell on it, it's not the end of the world. Uh-oh. Sacks the Scion token. Well, thank you, NASA. I'm glad you enjoy it, and definitely appreciate the support. Hopefully this... Oh, whoa! Okay. Well, our opponent's definitely representing a Grasp of Darkness. I think we're still gonna do it, though. seems likely that we're going to get grasped here. We stream Tuesdays at 7 Eastern Time, and then Thursdays at 6 Eastern Time. And occasionally, other times for like set releases, we do like a league or something, but for the most part, those are the two scheduled times. I think we're fine with getting a grasp out of our opponent's hand. We're gonna... This seems so likely that why else would you sack a Scion to play Servant? So that has to be what they're doing. But our hand is still really good. We get to Ether Hub, get an energy, and then Thought Not see our opponent, get rid of like a Verdurous Gearhulk or something. And then we're set up into... Ooh, Gonti, okay. So we get rid of Gonti. Get in with Filgry Familiar. This is actually pretty sweet. You can see the list if you just do !deck. It will take you to the list. This is the first game, Bigfoot. First game, first match of our league, so fine, I guess. We've been getting beaten down by Smuggler's Copter, but... What did our opponent draw? Boring removal? Alright, Grim Flayer is not too scary. So our opponent's got Landing Grim Flayer. They are going to be able to loot away the land, but we're set up with Cloud Blazer into, if everything goes well, Eldrazi Dispacer, immediately blink Cloud Blazer, and that's pretty good. So we drop to 11. Opponent loots away the Blossoming Marsh, as expected. And passes. Ooh, Declaration in stone. So let's Prairie Stream and get blazing. Cloud Blazer. Draw some cards. Gain some life. Another Thought Knot. Okay, reasonable. No attacks here. Let's just stay on defense. Hey Seth, have you ever considered trying out tournament commentary? There was a discussion about it on Reddit some time ago, and I would recommended you as a good person for Wizards to work with. I've never tried it. I definitely would try it. I think it would be cool. I expect that it's harder than it looks, but the other problem is my tendency to mispronounce cards. It can be tolerable and sometimes even funny when we're just streaming and doing our thing. On the other hand, when you're doing official coverage, it's a little different. Hey, that's a Verdurous Gearhulk, our opponent's last card in hand. That's not good. The good news is, if I got on official coverage, then maybe I could just make my mispronunciations the most common way to say it. Like, if everyone says Donovan Bane, what's the real name of the card? Yes, Displacer is going to be key here. Wow, they just go all in on Grimflayer? I'm tempted to just double block this Grimflayer. Oh, we lose Filgry Familiar. Opponent draws from Thought Knot. I think we gotta do it. Yeah, I think we gotta double block here. Keep the Cloud Blazer alive, I think, is most valuable. I was the first one to comment. I'm trying hard. How are you? Thanks for streaming. I had to go back for a little bit. Also, what's the word on stream my deck? Not to be pushy about it. Well, awesome, dude. Glad to have you here, like always. As far as playing your deck, it could still happen in the future, but I don't know when that would actually be exactly. But I haven't forgotten your request for it, so we will see. So we drop to 10, draw a card from Filigree Familiar, get rid of Grimflares, our opponent get another Displacer. So our opponent doesn't get to set things up with Grimflare. We get a Copter. Oh, what's the play? What's the play? Want to make a new commander deck? Let you choose to Paula, Rashmi, or... Oh, goodness. Kaidi? Something like that? I would go with... I think Rashmi is the most fun. Displacer, leave up an activation. We can also Declaration in Stone the Gear Hulk. We can Thopter and Thought-Knot Seer. That might be best. Thought-Knot blocks. Yeah, I think that's what we gotta do. So Prairie Stream, Smuggler's Copter, Thought-Knot Seer. Get rid of whatever our opponent drew. Ooh, alright. Wow, that was good. Got rid of a Kalitas. Pass the turn, sit back on D. We're very close to stabilizing with these Displacers. Very close. Our opponent did get one Scry. We'll see what... Oh, goodness. And it was for a Grasp. Well, that was a good Scry for our opponent. Crew up our Smuggler's Copter. Opponent gets to draw another card, unfortunately. Our opponent drew something else. Oh, man, the blowouts! Oh, that's not good. Things are looking slightly more grim. Jeez, those were two good draws. There's Smuggler's Copter. Let's see how our opponent attacks. I mean, they don't get to loot. If they attack with Gearhulk, we probably just double block Gearhulk, take 5. Yeah, I think we just gotta double block the Gearhulk. Our opponent's gonna get tokens out of this. We get to loot. This deck does not play Fumigate. Oh, I felt like we had stabilized too, but those were good cards off the top of our opponent's deck. And now we might just be dead. We do get to loot. Discard a Displacer. We need our Thraben Inspector here. Alright, we untap, draw Plains. So we get to Thraben Inspector, get a clue, play a land, Eldrazi Displacer. We're still sort of okay. So with this plan, we pass with Displacer up. We can potentially block and blink our Cloud Blazer. I mean, if our opponent gets another good draw, we're in trouble anyway. I think this leaves us alive, though. And since we have Declaration in hand, our opponent making tokens isn't that bad because we can just Declaration them all next turn. So I think this is our best bet. Cerulean, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you so much for your subscription. Yeah, we could use our opponent whiffing here. If our opponent just keeps drawing straight action, we're going to be in trouble, so a land for our opponent would be nice. Alright, opponent fires up Smuggler's Copter. Sure. Goes to combat. Attacks, attacks. Yup. So, block copter. Block. Is it even worth blocking Kalidas, or do we just go to... Let's just go to... Oh, they can sack something. We go to 2. Yeah, I guess if we're going to just block 1, it makes more sense to block Kalidas. Okay. This is fine. Hopefully... Well, it doesn't bounce, it just blinks. So we're better off blinking our Cloud Blazer. Hopefully our opponent didn't draw the 4th Grasp with that loot. That would be very disappointing. Alright. Whoo! Okay. So we gain 2, draw a couple of random cards. Another colorless land is actually good. Ooh, and it's just a land. Alright. Another colorless land is X. Ooh, and another Declaration in Stone. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So Inventor's Fair. Alright, we're set up now. I think we just take out Kalidas. Or do we even care? We can use Declaration in Stone and still double blink. This does give our opponent a draw, which is not good. I don't really want to let our opponent draw a card. Alright. Alright, we'll get rid of Kalidas. It lets our opponent draw a card here, which is not ideal. But we still have double blink available, which is good. So, pass the turn. This deck is pretty sweet. We haven't even drawn a Panharmonicon, and we're actually doing really well. Draw... That was interesting, sacking the Valving Wilds after the glue. I would assume our opponent would want to miss on a land. They're not very close to Emrakul yet. I'm leaning towards... I kind of want to blink Copter so they don't get to loot. Although, at the same time, just double blinking Cloud Blazer sounds very appealing. We draw 4, gain 4. And if we ever find a Panharmonicon with this setup, I think we're going to try to double blink Cloud Blazer. Opponent can loot, that's fine. I think double blinking Cloud Blazer is better here. Like, our opponent gets 1 loot, we get draw 4, gain 4. So we block. And we blink our Cloud Blazer. An extra Displacer is good. Extra Displacer means even if they kill our Displacer, then we're kind of still in okay shape. Plays a land. Ooh, so our opponent is finally kind of fizzling on their draws. So we just get another blink of Cloud Blazer. Draw some more cards. This deck is so sweet. Double Reflector Mage. Well, I mean, let's just play... This seems to be working out well, so let's just... let's just pass the turn and leave up Triple Blink. I like Triple Blink. I think just leaving up 3 blink activations is fine. Yeah, we are getting close to attacking time. Probably should have attacked there. I mean, if we ever find a Panharmonicon, the game is just over. I don't even think Emrakul is that bad. And they don't have it this turn, I don't think. 8-12? Because even if they have Emrakul, they have Liliana, okay. Even if they have Emrakul, we have double Reflector Mage to deal with it. So our opponent takes down Liliana, gets a Kalitas. We're not going to... Well, we'll see. If our opponent's empty-handed, we'll let the Copter go. Otherwise, we might... I kind of just want to draw 6 and gain 6. Oh, there's no Emrakul to worry about? Oh. Well, if there's no Emrakul to worry about, I don't think there's any losing from here. Famous last words, though. I've found ways to lose from better positions. If you have Reflector Mage in play, you can blink it, and then Emrakul is super bad versus you, but they need it to be in play. That's true. What was the quote? Why win this turn when we can win a few turns from now? Words to live by. Isn't it that whoever draws the most cards wins? I think I read that in the comprehensive rule book. I don't remember the page, though. I'll have to look it up later. Maybe that was before the 6th edition rules change. Oh man, I don't even know how many times I've said what's the punt for this time. Alright, opponent has Verdurous Gearhulk. Not great against an Eldrazi Displacer. There it is, quote 13 apparently. Good job, D-Many. Alright, they just make the Gearhulk big. Yeah, Commander 2016 looks pretty amazing. Well, let's do some blinking, see if we can find a Panharmonicon. Blink Cloud Blazer, gain some life. Draw. Man, we have all the declarations in stone, which is good as well. Blink Cloud Blazer. There's a Crane. Ooh, Drowner of Hope is solid. Well, we're just going to do the same thing again. I mean, we're halfway through our deck. We got to find a Panharmonicon sooner or later. Apparently later. Oh, look at this! So many draws with no Panharmonicon. So many options. Let's Reflector Mage. Bounce Verdurous Gearhulk. Play Ether Hub. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kill Liliana. Welcome, Ormara Brothers, to your first stream. There's Copter, so we need to blink a Reflector Mage. Bounce Smuggler's Copter. Get rid of Liliana. Opponent has 2 cards they can't replay. We are going to win here sooner or later, but it's, I think. Alright, pass the turn. Discard some random lands. And I think we're just going to get rid of Crane here. We can discard so many cards. We actually don't have enough artifacts for Inventor's Fair yet. We need to have 3 artifacts for our opponent to, or for us to be able to search up another artifact. Alright, opponent drew nothing. They can't recast any of their cards. So this game's pretty much over. Hissing Quagmire, fine. Hissing Quagmire, also fine. Well, if we're gonna blink, I think we just draw a Panharmonicon at some point. I mean, we got 4 in our deck, and we only have 27 cards left. Welcome to the Fishbowl, Carabajak, and thank you for your subscription. So, bounce Reflector Mage, get rid of Servant. We actually do want to close this game out at some point. Play Seagate Wreckage. Declaration Stone, Catacomb Sifter. Reflector Mage, get rid of the zombie. And now we got double blink up still. We're actually beating down. Our opponent doesn't have much going on. So, well, I mean, I guess the good thing is we're a Panharmonicon deck that can win without Panharmonicon, which is where we want to be. Opponents main phase sack their clue. The old desperation main phase clue sack. That's usually a bad sign. Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Okay. Opponent's probably going to take our Panharmonicon. I did see the deck, Skywarp. It looked very interesting. Stronic Resonator is a cool idea with Boros Reckoner and Stuffy Doll and such. That's true, but I mean, I guess they make infinite creatures. We don't really have a payoff for that, I don't think, in the deck. I don't really want to blink our opponent's Gonti. Grim Flayer for our opponent. Did we just get a sub that I missed? I heard the splash. MTG Goldfish! Welcome, MTG Goldfish. So opponent passes. So we just blink Reflector Mage, bounce Grim Flayer, blink Reflector Mage, bounce Gonti, attack with everything, and our opponent scoops it up. So that went pretty well. Even with no Panharmonicon. I swear we have 4 in our deck. Have I toyed with Fevered Visions in Aetherflux Reservoir? My take is blue-red and goes on the traditional Stormplane. Really fun. That's cool. I haven't tried it, but it is sweet. Huh? I'm so confused about the against the odds comment. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I like this deck so far. Fragmentize to deal with Smuggler's Copter? Oh, really? Do I think it would be something I would play or something that could be competitive? I think it could be fun, and I like some of the ideas of it, but it immediately struck me more as like a somewhat against the odds, but better than probably a lot of against the odds decks. So I mean that in a good way. So it felt like that. I don't know about competitive because it's kind of like a 3-piece combo, and it's really hard to make 3-piece combos work in Modern unless they're very efficient. So I think that it's fun, and I think it could be somewhat competitive, but as far as like, oh, this is going to win a tournament, It would be hard. I haven't had good success with those type of decks. I haven't played Stronic Resonator, but I played similar decks, so... Party Nact, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. I think if we're going to bring something in, we're going to bring in Spatial Contortion. And go down. Maybe a Thraben Inspector. Filigree Familiar. And a Prophetic Prism. Something like this. Try it like that. Old combo is Blink, Blood Monitor, Pay Card, Drowner, Panharmonicon. Indeed. Okay. I mean, this is fine-ish. Evolving Wilds for our opponent. Naked. Opponent passes. Ooh, there it is! We are actually going to have a Panharmonicon this time. So, Ether Hub. I mean, this is assuming it doesn't get hit by discard, but... So we get an energy, pass the turn. Finally, Panharmonicon. This is still just the first match. Or, yeah, game 2, match 1. Play the planes, pass the turn. Yeah, so far so good. We won our first game, and it was really fun and just fun. That was a really fun game. We kind of just blinked our way through. There's Grim Flare for our opponent. Which means Smuggler's Copter gets to start doing its thing. Still, though, we have so much value in hand. I think we can just bounce Grim Flare. Panharmonicon into Thought Knot. That seems pretty good. What do you think of Harmless offering a Midnight Oil, forcing your opponent to discard their hand against the odds worthy? Maybe. I'm not a big fan of Midnight Oil plan because it doesn't seem like it wins the game. A lot of that was a nice thing about Demonic Pact is it pretty much just won the game if you could donate it. With Midnight Oil, there's going to be games when your opponent's playing off the top of their deck anyway, so in those matchups, it doesn't do as much. 270, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. And also Thunderbolt 15, welcome you to the Fishbowl as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is also true. Opponent gets to draw extra cards, which is bad. Oh yeah, by the way, we have Scoop's Cheer. Oh. Which is a good way to welcome new subscribers to the Fishbowl. So our opponent Gontied, we don't know what they got. What they got-ied. Gonti is interesting. Eh, not that gross. So down to 14. We Westfall Abbey. And I think we just Panharmonicon here. It's Panharmonicon time. Oh, that is kind of an uppercut. Good call. Scoop's uppercut. Oh, so pass the turn. Hopefully, double Thought Knot into double Drowner of Hope will be enough to take down this game. Hopefully. What does our opponent have here? Catacomb Sifter. Alright, going wide. I am the content manager at MTG Goldfish, and it is my full-time job, and I love it. I'm super lucky to have a super sweet job. So, opponent gets in. This person has been playing Gonti. I've seen a little bit in sideboards. I haven't seen a ton of Gonti, but it shows up every now and then. Awesome, dude. You're welcome to. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but it would be cool to welcome new subscribers with Scoop's Cheer. I am paid in treasure chests. The money that we make from subscriptions goes to Leagues for Richard to try to win treasure chests to pay me. We figured that out last stream. Well, I guess it's time to Thought Not Seer and hope for the best. We do get to take our opponent's 2 best cards. Hopefully they do not have more than 2 good cards. They kinda do. And we're still getting beat down by Smuggler's Copter. Kalitas takes our opponent's entire turn. Traverse doesn't get anything except a land. I think we're just going to take Catacomb Sifter and Grimflayer. If our opponent wants to spend their entire turn tapping out for Cletus, that's fine. Pass the turn. Yeah, Copter has been solid against us. We could use a Spatial Contortion. So, pass the turn. Thank you, everyone, for the follows as well. It's gotten hard to call them out all the time like we used to, but... this is our first match, and we're up a game. There's Kalitas. We could really use an untap land. If we get an untap land for Drowner, then we probably just win this game. So we're going to take a beating here. Opponent gets to loot. Thank you, Big Dane, for the host. We're just going to take it. We're still not dead to Copter next turn. Although we're dead to our opponent's board. We could block with Thought Knot. Our opponent draws a card. Gets a token. Yeah, we're just going to take it here. I'm super lucky. I love my job. Strong Bad Innator. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Maybe Displacer would be better. I think it's close. Opponent plays a land. Did they discard Traverse? They have Traverse in hand. That is not a land. Does this mean we are dead? I guess we're not just dead. So we have to... Declaration in Stone, Cletus. Hey, thank you, ATO Frog. Declaration in Stone, Cletus. And then play an Eldrazi Displacer. Alright, opponent gets to scry, draws a card, scries first. Do they scry to the bottom or the top? Puts a card to the bottom. We know they have Traverse, but it only gets a land. So we gotta fade, like, maybe one more draw. Pass the turn. We're not dead this turn, barring Verdurous Gearhulk. We are dead to Verdurous Gearhulk. We could use a Cloud Blazer. Whirler Virtuoso could be a good against odds card. Go infinite. Alright, Scumble. Opponent gets the Scumble. That's not as scary as it could have been. Plays a Forest. Serve into the Conduit. Alright! Wow, I think we're going to live. I think we are going to live. No, we can't block with Displacer. I mean, we can block Catacomb Sifter. Opponent goes attacking. Gets to loot. Unfortunately, I think we have to give up our Thought Knot Seer here. Which doesn't feel great. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Oh, no way. Okay. Well. Our opponent had Blossoming Defense. Blossoming Defense, eh? Interesting. Is that really a card that this deck plays? Joined the stream a bit ago. Sorry if I ever join your opponent's side, but then again, I am an evil world-conquering demon. That's to be expected from Obnixilus. What's up, Gay Unicorn? Alright, Alright, I mean, we're going to be on the play this time. Sooner or later, our opponent's not going to have Smuggler's Copter. Alright, we get Smuggler's Copter. Whether or not we can cast it on time is another question, but this hand's solid. Untap land would be good. Opponent's going to 6. This is Q Panacea by Lost Sundayers, I believe is the name of it. So, Port Town, go. We even have a removal spell. I actually really like this hand. This hand is very good. Forest for our opponent, and passes. We would like one more untap land. There it is. So, let's Ether Hub, get an energy. And this time, we're winning the Smuggler's Copter battle. Yeah, opponent's low on time, but with this hand, we might actually just kill them before... Servant of the Conduit, sure. So let's Inventor's Fair. Play Displacer. Get in with Smuggler's Copter. Start looting. Discard Prairie Stream. Put our opponent to 17. Pass the turn. Reflector Mage is a nice hedge of our opponent using Servant to play like Kalidas or something. We just bounce it, keep beating down. Opponent gets in for 2. They must have like Catacomb Sifter, I would assume. Yeah, that was a hard choice. Alright, opponent grasps. That's fine. We get to keep theoretically doing the same thing. Blue, white, and colorless. Reflector Mage. Bounce, Servant of the Conduit. There's a Blossoming Defense. Well, we got Blossoming Defense out of our opponent's hand. Saruthi, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you so much for your subscription. So, fire up our Smuggler's Copter. Get in for 3. Might as well loot. Discard a Spatial Contortion. We don't really need 2 of them. Opponent's down to 14. Play Port Town. Tapped. So now we're on course for a Cloud Blazer next turn. Our opponent must really need the mana? I don't know. It doesn't seem like the greatest use of a Blossoming Defense, but... Alright, opponent has a Catacomb Sifter. Sure. And passes. Well, let's Ether Hub, get some energy. And Cloud Blaze. Ooh, that's a Drowner. Drowner is hopefully going to be game over. Crew up our Smuggler's Copter. Get in with Smuggler's Copter. Loot. I guess we just pitch Prophetic Prism here. And pass turn. Well, our opponent really needs, like, Verdurous Gearhulk, I think. And I'm not sure that Verdurous Gearhulk is enough. Wino, Essence Flux. I guess we just have enough triggers even without it. Alright, there's Cletus. Opponent goes all in attack. That probably means Blossoming Defense. Is it worth it? We'll just take it. Down to 50. Ooh, Thought Not Seer. Well, let's play a Plains. Play Drowner of Hope. Get a couple of Scions. Crew up our Smuggler's Copter. Get in for 5 in the air. Might as well loot. Discard Thraben Inspector. Opponent's down to 6. Pass the turn. I'm feeling good. Feeling good about where we're at. Hissing Quagmire for our opponent. Let's tap down Cletus. Alright. Our opponent can attack with whatever they want. Gets in with Hissing Quagmire. Sure. Question is, can we just win here? Blighted Cataract. So we can Declaration in Stone a creature. The thing is, yeah, all right. So let's just 1, 2, Declaration in Stone, Servant of the Conduit. There's the Blossoming Defense. Then we spatially contort Catacomb Sifter. Then we crew up Smuggler's Copter. Sacrifice the token, tap down the Scion. And then just swing with everything. We get to loot. This should do it. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. So that was kind of a long game, but the deck was super sweet. And we took down the victory over Efro's version of Green Black Delirium. So update the record. 1-0. Took us a long time to get through that match. And interestingly, the deck worked really well with no Panharmonicon. So off to a 1. Yeah, that was still match 1. This deck does seem really sweet. I'm had a ton of fun with it in that match. Yeah, I think this is well, it's Green Black Delirium, but it's a version that Eric Froelich played at Pro Tour Kaladesh. It's a little bit unique, lower to the ground. I think we would close out the games a lot quicker if we had Panharmonicon. So without Panharmonicon, it does take a bit. I think we still want Panharmonicon though. Although we did win the games without Panharmonicon, I think that we did better. I kind of want to call it Eldrazimanicon. I don't know. While we're waiting for this match, a reminder, Wizardry Foundry, sponsor of our stream, makes the sweet Grimoire deck boxes. If you're looking for a sweet high-end deck box, check them out. 10% off with MTG Goldfish 3 coupon code. Any plans for a Innistrad flavored Halloween stream? If we did do that, it would be for the Tuesday stream. So not impossible. I've heard there are a lot of bugs in Innistrad right now, just from seeing people talk on Twitter. Some key cards that make really cool decks. I heard that Burning Vengeance is bugged, and also Memory's Journey is bugged, which makes a couple of the really fun decks, Burning Vengeance, also the Spider Spawning deck, a lot harder to play, which is kind of disappointing, because those unique decks are some of the reasons to draft Innistrad. We gotta mulligan this. Alright, well, we traded a Filigree Familiar for a Thought Knot. Not a major upgrade, but okay. That was just the rumors from Twitter, so I haven't actually run into the bugs myself. They could not be true. Forest for our opponent. Oh, so we draw the plains that we scried to the bottom, as we're apt to do. I don't know how that happens so often. Hey, guess what? Green, black... Oh, no. Oh, my God. Well, let's see if our deck can win with literally zero action. This is so bad. I'm not going to concede. I think our deck can get back from this. If we draw, like, Panharmonicon into Cloudblazer, all of a sudden we were... Yeah, and you can, like, hang the dice on the back of your... Or on your window or mirror in your vehicle. I'm not going to scoop. I think we can still win this game. I mean, our hand isn't good, but I think we can win. I don't know why our opponent's taking so long to decide to take the one card they can decide to take. Alright, so Prairie Stream, go. Yeah, this was a mull to 6 too. I figured this was better than going to 5. Opponent has Liliana. Okay. Starts ticking it up. Well, there's Panharmonicon. We are sort of, kind of, a little bit getting there. So, I mean, if we just draw Cloudblazer now, we probably just win this game. Like, assuming they don't take our Panharmonicon or anything. Alright, there's Murder. And an island. Oh, this is like Bug? Takes up Liliana. Well, we're going to need a good draw soon. Not Port Town. So... I guess we just Inventor's Fair and run Panharmonicon out there. Pass the turn. The other thing is, Liliana's getting close to ultimating, and we don't really have a way to deal with that. We really need, like, Cloud Blazer off the top. Malcolm Jr. Welcome. We're doing okay right now. We're 1-0, and this hand was very bad. We had the whole 6-land hand. This is from Blake Rasmussen from Wizards, who's been playing this list. Got it from him on Twitter earlier. So our opponent has Painful Truce, draws some cards. Anything with an Enter the Battlefield ability is pretty good here. Or more lands. So we are in trouble now. Welcome, Victor. How you doing? The first game, we just kind of rolled our opponent. I guess it went 3 games and was fairly close, but we actually had reasonable hands for playing Magic. Sometimes you just get these draws. I mean, there's not much we can do about this. You need to have 3 artifacts to sack an Inventor's Fair, and we do not. Well, there's a Liliana emblem. Our odds of winning from here have got to be very small. Well, at least we can draw another land here and keep the tradition alive. Alright, pass turn. We had a chance. I think it's not impossible that we could beat Emblem, but it's going to be very difficult now. Remember, we do have Declaration in Stone, and Declaration in Stone can at least, like, buy us a turn. Nissa Vital Force. So our opponent looks to be Bug Control, which means we get to bring in a bunch of counters, which should be beneficial. Untaps a land. Yeah, we definitely got to sack Cataract. Oh, we also have to tap blue mana. Alright, let's see what Cataract has in store for us. Oh my goodness. More lands. Well, I guess it's scoop time. That was a very awkward top 15 cards of our deck. Jeez. Okay. So, if this is a control deck, we probably want our negates. Yeah, we finally found our Panharmonicons and didn't find a single enter the battlefield trigger. Oh, so bad. I don't really know what this deck is, which makes all of this slightly challenging. Like, I'm not sure. Does anyone have any ideas? Is this just like counters and planeswalkers and removal? And maybe like Kalidas or something? Or is this a creature-y deck? I've played some Colossus type decks, but I don't know exactly. But I haven't played exactly Affinity. Glitness digs through our deck. It's reasonable. Sultai Control? Okay. I mean, Familiar's fine. It draws us a card. Like, if there's no creatures, then Reflector Mage is very bad. Sky Sovereign can ping a creature, or a Planeswalker. I don't know how many creatures there are in this deck. Like, do we even care about Reflector Mage? Green-black Delirium, splashing blue for counter magic. Well, I think I'm going to go down a couple Reflector Mage at least. Maybe all of them. Probably bring in Dovinbon. Sky Sovereign can hit Planeswalkers. Maybe go down a Familiar for Dovinbon. I mean, Dovinbon draws us cards. Go down Prism for Dispel. Maybe something like this? I'm going to try it like this, I think. Close enough. We're running out of time. Gotta submit. Alright, so we're on the play. Oh, Dak! Not again! Why do you do this to us twice in a row? Okay. Well, we're keeping. I mean, in a control mirror, having all lands is not the worst thing. And we get to draw a card at some point with Thraben Inspector. And we have lands that do things, which is nice. We have no white mana, which isn't good. Alright, so this is a Delirium deck, so we might quickly regret our... Oh, really, deck? Are you for real? Oh my god. Oh, drawing another land is not what we were hoping for. We were thinking that maybe we draw spells at some point. That's true, but what if our opponent... Yeah, we are in a ton of trouble. We are probably dead. Oh my goodness. Oh! Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess this one just wasn't meant to be. So, game over. Oh. To be fair, we also sideboarded horribly. We took out stuff to fight creatures, and now we're just going to lose to Green-Black Delirium. So we probably would have lost this game anyway because of that, but now we definitely... I can't imagine winning from here. I believe we have 24 or 25 lands. Hey, that's true. At least there's video proof of what happened. I'm glad you're enjoying. And our opponent, Traverse activated. So our opponent mills 3 cards and has Delirium on turn 3. This is kind of the exact opposite draws. Our opponent has their best possible draw. Alright, we get to play Thraben Inspector. Play an island. A Flood Emote's a good idea. What did I do to Worth? Yes, Siege Rhino Master. It looks like you were the most correct. I was thinking it was more controlling, but... So we kind of started off on the wrong foot with the sideboarding plan anyway, so we are probably in trouble regardless. But it is disappointing to have this Uber Flood twice in a row, because we kind of did the same thing there. I mean, Grimflare has Trample. Blocking there, I guess it soaks up 2 damage, but it doesn't do anything that... Oh, man. I mean, I think we have to try a Cloud Blazer. What else are we going to do? We're so far behind. Alright, well, it resolves. We got another land. Not ideal. Pass the turn. Unfortunately, we took out our Reflector Mages and Declarations in Stone. I think we have 1 Declaration in Stone left in. Alright, opponent gets to scry 6. Gontes. Mill some land, some removal. I mean, I think we have one declaration in stone left. Opponent passes. Well, let's play Inventor's Fair and Eldrazi Displacer. Our opponent's gotta have removal or counters. Grasps our Cloud Blazer. Alright. Pass the turn. Hopefully they don't have another removal spell. Well, we're like semi-alive. Nissa Vital Force. Jamie, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Opponent gets in for 4, gets scrying. JCMYK, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Thank you, thank you. We get another Displacer. I'll play the planes. Play Cloud Blazer. Oh, there's our bad sideboard cards. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent cracks Evolving Wilds. Untaps land. Goes to combat. Crupperware. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Chump block. Opponent kills the Displacer. We drop back down to 2. Yes, Reflector Mage and Declaration in Stone would have been cards that could have came in. Or would have been in our hand. Well, I think we got to negate Liliana, or we lose Cloud Blazer. Opponent also has negate. Is there any way we can stay alive? One, two, three, four, 5. Cloud Blazer, go up to 4. And we're finding our Cloud Blazers. Play Etherub. Displacer. Pass the turn. Problem is they can take down Liliana, get back Torrential Gear Hulk, and then we're dead pretty much no matter what we do. So our opponent has to not see that line. And our opponent does see it. So that does it. Well, sometimes you get on the wrong end of variance. Those were two of the worst hands I've had in a long time. It's unfortunate they came in the same match. I think this deck is pretty solid, so I think we could overcome variance, but when you just have two really bad hands in a row, there's not a whole lot you can really do about it. What's up, Arch? Alright, so we actually get a good hand this time. Yeah, recovering from a mulligan isn't bad with this deck. But recovering from just all lands is kind of different. So this hand actually looks pretty solid. So I'm pretty happy with this one. This is about what we're hoping for. And there's Panharmonicon. So pass the turn. I think that what's up, Wedge? I think that keep was correct. The problem is, I don't think the problem was the keep. It's that we drew like 5 more lands in a row. Oh dear. This is going to be interesting. So Port Town, reveal a plains, play our Glint Nest Crane. I guess we'll just take the Looter Scooter. Put the rest to the bottom, pass the turn. Mountain for our opponent, and there's the Pummeler. Well, if there's one thing I remember from playing Panharmonicon before, it's that we lose to Electrostatic Pummeler a lot. Oh, well, this makes things slightly better. So we get to Reflector Mage the Pummeler. And then next turn we get to Thought-Knot Seer the Pummeler. I would rather be playing Panharmonicon, but if we do that, we probably just lose to Pummeler in the future. Opponent's paying their energy like a mad person. Yep, gets in for 5, gets some more energy. So Seagate Wreckage, and get rid of the Pummeler. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have multiples. They do. Well, since they have multiple Pummelers, I think we just take Uncaged Fury. Pass the turn. This is going to be interesting. Opponent plays a tap land. There's the Pummeler. Up to 5 energy. Yeah, Uncaged Fury is pretty devastating for us. Opponent attacks. I think we got to take it for now. Take the beats. Opponent gets their energy back. We draw... Oh, man. Hey, thank you, Irusi. Most of the Pummeler decks I've seen have gone less all in on Pummeler and play Hydra and the Red Helion. Yeah, the normal green-red energy deck is one thing. This seems like the combo build of the deck. Ay. No, this deck is very consistent. I mean, as consistent as any deck in Magic. I mean, we're playing Magic, not Hearthstone, you know, where you get a mana every turn, essentially. So, Magic itself has that variance built in, but I don't think this is a particularly inconsistent deck. I think we're just going to Thraben Inspector, get a clue, Smuggler's Copter, pass the turn. There's the Pummeler. The good news is our opponent's down to one card in hand. So opponent goes to combat. Swings with the Cub. So let's crew up our Looter Scooter. Block and loot. Definitely looting. Another Thought Knot. Well, we're going to have to discard... We're going to have to discard a Panharmonicon for now. Opponent's last card is a Voltaic Brawler. Land? Please not the third port town. Alright, island. Okay, so our opponent can pump these 3 times. So we need to chump, block, and we'd be taking... We'd be losing everything. Alright, I think we just have to Cloud Blazer here. Alright, pass the turn. This song is Burning Heart, or Beating Heart, Weisiger Remix. Pass the turn, see if we can keep living. We're dead to a pump spell that gives trample. Not dead to a tune with Ether. See what our opponent does. Swings with everything. Okay. So we're going to block there. Block there, block there, block there. Opponent pumps the Pummeler. Pumps the Pummeler. This actually works out okay. We lose some stuff. We get rid of a Pummeler. Our opponent loses all their energy. And we draw another Cloud Blazer. I think we're actually doing okay. No Fumigates in the list. Land? Alright, Prairie Stream. And that lets us play an Inspector. And now we're getting to the point where we're like a land away from Panharmonicon plus Filigree Familiar. We're also to the point of Eldrazi Displacer blinking stuff. So I think we might have stabilized. I'm feeling okay about where we're at. Larger than life. That's not going to kill us, though. So block, block, block. And we go to 1. I think this is it. I think we block, 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 go to 1. Alright, there we go. Have you discussed new promos on stream? Do I like the choice of Progenitus and Emrakul? We haven't talked about them, really. I like the Emrakul. The Emrakul promo is sweet. Progenitus is sort of weird. Alright, we're down to 1. Opponent gets a couple energy back. Ooh, or we just draw a Declaration in Stone? So we have a couple options. The promos are for tournaments, GPs, and something else. Oh, I do have a beard. RPTQs, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Progenitus could have been better done, I think. And it's not a great promo anyway. It's not that valuable, not that heavily played. Emrakul is very good, though. Yeah, Blink the Cub feels pretty safe here. So Eldrazi Displacer. Pass the turn. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Blink the Cub. Opponent goes to combat and passes. Another Panharmonicon. Well, let's Filigree Familiar. Gain a couple life. Pass the turn. We're very close to stabilizing. Alright, Servant of the Conduit. Sure. Opponent goes to combat. Oh, alright. Whoo! So now we get to blink a Cloud Blazer. Get back up to 5 life. Draw a couple more cards. I feel like we're getting there now. So play Ether Hub. Play Panharmonicon. FPS, the reason to blink on our opponent's upkeep there is we only had 1 blink activation, and if we waited and our opponent drew Blossoming Defense, they could Blossoming Defense in response and fizzle it, and then we would potentially lose. So that was the reason to do it on the upkeep in that situation. So pass the turn. I think we can play defense one more turn. And now we got Panharmonicon, so our blinking is going to gain us a ton of life. We just got to fade like a combination of cards, including like probably multiple blossoming defenses. If our opponent probably has to attack. If they don't attack, I think we just win. Well, thank you, Nai. Opponent, are they going? There's the attack. So, Thought Knot there. Filigree Familiar there. Cloud Blazer there. Uncaged Fury. Gives it double strike. Sure. Pumps it. Sure. Alright, let's crack our clue. There's a Smuggler's Copter. Prairie Stream. Play Cloud Blazer. Double Cloud Blazer. And pass the turn. There were ways we could have died if we tried to blink there. So our opponent double striked, which killed our Thought Knot. And if they had drawn into or had a spell that gave trample, like built to smash in hand, and we went to blink one of our creatures, our opponent could have just built to smashed on the electrostatic pummeler, and we would have lost on the spot. And considering we have an incredible amount of action in hand, it seems silly to risk everything for something like that. So we'll discard a couple lands, discard a Thought Knot Seer and Glint Nest. Pass the turn. I think we're good because our opponent only has 2 energy. So even with pump spells, they can't double their power and toughness, which means it's going to be hard for us to lose from here. Alright, so this should do it. Eldrazi Displacer, blink Cloud Blazer one more time. Puts us back up to 13. Draws a bunch more cards. And now it's pretty much over. Let's lead on Thought Knot Seer. Blossoming Defense for our opponent. Do they have anything in hand? Just 2 forests. Still 2 forests. Get in with our Cloud Blazer. Then we'll play Ether Hub, get an energy, play a Smuggler's Copter. Pass the turn. Discard Panharmonicon and Prophetic Prism. I'm going to stop on our opponent's upkeep. Blink the Pummeler. Safest to do it now in case they draw something. Gets them a couple energy, but not especially relevant. Plays land. Plays Voltaic Brawler. So now I think we just wrath our opponent's board, play an island, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Sky Sovereign. And that does it. Sweet. Do I like this build more than the 5-color version? I don't know. I haven't played as many games with this version. This version is sweet. I definitely really enjoy this version. Is it better? I don't know for sure. What are my thoughts on Arborback Stomper? I really like Arborback Stomper. So far, we won round 1 pretty easily. Then round 2, we lost, both against Green-Black Delirium. We had some very questionable hands in round 2, and now we're up a game against Green-Red Energy here in round 3. Yeah, the 5-color and Bant ones are really fun as well. We can Dispel and Negate. Yeah, Dispel's probably just better, though. Good call, Richard. Declaration Stone is hit or miss. Probably go down Prophetic Prisms, possibly for more Filigree Familiars. That's true, it doesn't counter larger than life, but it is significantly cheaper. Definitely bring in Spatial Contortion. Decoration Stone is probably fine. Donovan Bane does deactivate Pummeler, that is true. I'm not sold on Fragmentize, just because it only hits 1 card. And I don't know if it's worth it for that. What are we going down, though? I guess Glitnest we go down as well. A Drowner. Yeah, maybe just both Drowners. I guess this is fine. Could cut a Panharmonicon, that's true. Alright, we'll try one Dovenbon. Let's try it like that. Sorry, Donovan. This hand's actually pretty good. I like this hand. Oh, and our opponent's going to 5? Alright, I really like this hand. Ether Hub for our opponent. And a Tune with Ether gets a land. Will we have a take on Inverter of Truth in Against the Odds? We actually played an Inverter of Truth deck. Inverted Orb, it was called. So that's on the YouTube channel. So Prairie Stream, Goo. Another Ether Hub for our opponent, and oh, it's monkey time. Let's play the island and Looter Scooter. Pass the turn. We found a land. We're good. Now that we found one. That gets us a Copter, which gets us to looting most likely, and more lands if we need them. So this hand's shaping up very nicely, and we have a ton of removal. Thraben Inspector gets us a clue. Fires up the Smuggler's Copter. Well, they have removal? Alright. Well, there goes Appetite. Pass the turn. There's Bristling Hydra, and unfortunately we're tapped out. I guess we didn't have Spatial Contortion mana anyway. Alright. That was good. Bladed Cataract is good. Pass the turn. That sets us up for Thought Knot next turn. Opponent gets in with Bristling Hydra. There's the Pummeler. Well, with the trigger on the stack, we are going to Spatial Contortion, the Pummeler. It does get our opponent some more energy, though. We draw Plains. Well, we better just Thought Knot here, though. Probably should have tapped differently. Ooh, Uncaged Fury. Yeah, I should have tapped to leave up Dispel. Slight mistake. Our opponent is empty-handed, though. Lil Wolf 2005. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. We do need to get through this Bristling Hydra somehow. Oh. Or two Bristling Hydras. Alright, let's take it. See what we draw. Ooh, they're gonna pump. Okay. We draw Plains. Well, let's Panharmonicon. Play the Plains, pass the turn. We can't deck and stone them, unfortunately. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks with both. So we are going to double block this one. If we can get our opponent out of energy, then Declaration in Stone allows us to kill both of them. Rashmi is awesome. I think it's one of the sweetest commander cards in Kaladesh. What's up, Stu? So opponent pumps, lets the Hydra die, saves some energy. Well, let's see if we can draw anything. We need more creatures. Bristling Hydra. Oh, is this another Hydra? Well. We're going to keep it alive. Creature! Ooh, there we go. There we go. That is almost exactly what we were looking for. Cloud Blazer. Draws us a million. Delrodis, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Well, I guess we Thraben Inspector. Get some clues. Inventor's Fair to start gaining life and pass the turn. Well, we're still in a situation where Trample could get us. Attune with Ether doesn't give Trample. Plays the land, goes to combat. Four. Double pump goes to 8. The trample spell is +2/+1, so it goes to 10. All right. Can we block with 1? We're at 9. This would be 10 powered. Yeah, I think we can block with 1 and not die. If they have the trample spell. Last card is Electrostatic Pummeler. Well, we might be able to get this Hydra, or at least make our opponent dump their energy. We go up to 10. Another Panharmonicon. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Dovin. Target Bristling Hydra. They're going to spend their energy. Well, let's Declaration in Stone the Pummeler. Play Ether Hub. Pass the turn. Yeah, maybe minusing would be better there. Opponent draws a card. So Hydra's 11 is 9 power, essentially. So Trample Spell would put it at 11. Alright, we just do this. If they have double Pump Spell, including the Trample Spell, then they get us. Well, let's crack a clue. Turns off Inventor's Fair, but we want... Ooh, Reflector Mage. Well, I guess we... Reflector Mage. Opponent uses their energy to fizzle the bounce. And then we'll tick down Dovin. Ooh, that's a big draw. Play Ether Hub. Play a second Panharmonicon. Pass the turn. Some of these builds are playing Rush of Adrenaline, which gives any attacking creature +2/+1, I believe, and trample. Opponent attacks. We chump. We've almost worked our way through a Bristling Hydra. Sack the clue. Get an island. That's Displacer. Well, let's target that. Make our opponent use the rest of their energy. Alright, opponent's down to 1 energy. Hydra's, I believe it's attacking me. I didn't actually pay attention. I just assumed it was attacking me. Alright. Well, this should be a good game, I think. We can double blink, gain an infinite amount of life. Arlen Cord, okay. Can't do anything about that. Goes to combat. Let's just blink Cloud Blazer. Draw 6, gain 6. Oh, Panharmonicon! Up to 18. Sure, we'll take it. Opponent has built to smash. Okay. Down to 6. Well, let's blink Cloud Blazer again. Whoo! We got there! Draw a whole bunch of stuff. Now we just need to kill our opponent. We do get to Declaration in Stone this Hydra finally. Really? Blossoming Defense? Alright. We could deck ourselves. Hopefully we don't do that. Get in at Arlencord. Get in at our opponent. Yeah, well, this is pretty much over, though. So we... draw and gain with Dovenbahn up to 14. Play Thought Not Seer. I don't think that we want to spend a spell there. I don't think that them spending their Blossoming Defense there really does anything. We have a million things going on. I would rather just hold on to our Dispel. We can always run the same play again next turn. We have their draw step locked now with Thought Not Seer, so I mean the game is just over. We just need to close it out before well, I didn't set the stop fast enough, which is annoying, but that's fine. We'll just blink. We'll just blink the Bristling Hydra.
Look at your clothes. What parts of your wardrobe could be described as a costume like?
It's a lot of mana.
Or reminiscent of some specific style archetype.
What is happening?
In other words, do your clothes refer to something else?
Opponent taps 7 mana on their beginning of combat phase. Alright, and scoops it up. Whoo! Alright, on to 2-1. Another long match, but we got there.
Is your style an anti-style?
Sweet. So, blue-white Panharmonicon actually seems pretty good. Yeah, I didn't know what that deck could possibly have, but...
Quietly. Offline. Without public display.
So... yeah, these games have been pretty slow. The deck is sweet, though. Blind Man. So we lost to, like, a Bug Delirium type deck. But it was mostly... I think our first hand was mull to 6, keep 5 lands, and then our second hand was keep 6 lands and Thraben Inspector, and then draw, like, 4 more lands. So we kind of got the wrong end of the variance stick in that matchup. Because we beat Green-Black Delirium in the first round. Yeah, that wasn't tap-tap concede. That was tap-tap-tap-tap-tap-tap concede. Taking it to the next level. I mean, we also sideboarded poorly because we were thinking it was Bug Control, but it was actually, like, Bug Delirium. But... a lot of the problem was that we just drew... Our drawing was about as bad as it gets. Like, I think if we played 100 games, both of those 2 hands would be in the bottom 5% of hands that this deck could get. So, they just both happen to come in the same match. The Monkey Song is Monkey Says by Freak Fandango Orchestra. This hand, on the other hand, is pretty solid looking. Let's Port Town, reveal a Plains, Thraben Inspector. Looks like we might be up against red-white vehicles. Maybe we will not have a super long marathon game. There's a mountain for our opponent. No, I will not be playing, in fact. Is not going to happen. I might have to play Boggles, though, for Much Ado About Nothing. I learned if I say, please don't make me do this on YouTube, everyone immediately makes you do that thing. Even if they don't really want to see Boggles matches, because I don't know who wants to just watch Boggles, but even though I don't think they even want to see the deck, they want to make me do it just because they know I don't want to. That's how it goes. Yeah, but oh, we did it before a long time ago. I think it was Legacy though. Let's just Plains and Smuggler's Copter. Our opponent might think we're just like blue-white mid-range. We played Mill a long time ago as well. So I know Boggles isn't technically correct, which of course is the best kind of correct. So I know that, but I also know that everyone says that, and I think it's accepted in the Magic community at this point as a pronunciation. Ooh. Alright, so let's start by suiting up our Smuggler's Copter. Smuggler's Copter is just so good. Get in with Smuggler's Copter. Loot away one of these lands that we don't really want. Yeah, we are, we kind of are blue-white mid-range. It's actually Bogle, some weird English word. Are you banning people, Stu? Ooh, that's Cloudblazer, too. Let's discard the Seagate Wreckage. Get in for 3. Play Ether Hub. Get an energy and just play Filigree Familiar. The Mod Hammer. It's like the ban hammer of the streaming world. So 1, 2, 3. Filigree Familiar. Kitchen Finks. In Standard. Also sort of like Solemn Simulacrum. Yeah, this hand is very good. I like this hand. We even got the Panharmonicon into potentially Cloudblazer. And we're not under that much pressure. I have the mod power, I believe. I don't know how to use it very often, because I forget how to actually mod someone. Alright, Harness Lightning, gonna take down our Filigree Familiar. Draws us a Thraben Inspector. That's actually not a horrible draw. Opponent gets in for a bunch. Yeah, we need colorless sources for our Eldrazi. Man, all the Thraben Inspectors. So, let's scoot and loot. I'm sort of regretting discarding the land now. Now I'm regretting even more. That's fine, though. We're just going to discard Drowner of Hope, and I think we're going to wait on Panharmonicon. Because we can play a Plains, we can play Glintnest Crane, which is good on defense, get another Smuggler's Copter. And then just play another Smuggler's Copter, pass the turn. And then next turn we can potentially, if we get the land... Alright, opponent has a Smuggler's Copter of their own. I don't think they can attack here with our Copter out. Opponent passes. We draw a Displacer. Let's play Thraben Inspector, get a clue. Fire up Smuggler's Copter. Fire up our second Smuggler's Copter. Oh, so many copters scooting around. No Panharmonicon yet, but this should draw us into the land we need, potentially. Yeah, opponent crews up their Smuggler's Copter. Port Town. That's not the land we want, but it might be the land we deserve. Let's pitch Thraben Inspector. I'm not sure how you use your Amazon Prime to sub. I should probably look into that. I should probably have an answer for that. Loot. Ooh, Reflector Mage is good, though. Well, it feels bad, but I think this is actually a discard Panharmonicon kind of game. I tested the Energy Frog out in person. It's actually really good. I thought it was okay, but it's almost tier 2 already. Seriously, it seemed. Yeah, it is really fun, and it does seem to be able to compete with a lot of the big decks. DYMKO Trading! Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. And Stoics C2, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. So we're just gonna Reflector Mage, bounce our opponent's Smuggler's Copter. They can't replay it. Play a Port Town, tapped, pass the turn. Thank you both. Welcome again to the Fishbowl. Yeah, so many copters. We're getting dizzy. Awesome, dude. Good use of the Scoops cheer emote. I appreciate your cheering. Also, Lil Wolf, Jay Zoller, everyone else. Richard, you too, of course. Selfless Spirit for our opponent. No attacks. There's a Thought Knot Seer. So let's see. Let's keep Looter Scootering. Use Thraben Inspector. Fire up the scooter. John 9078. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Awesome. Tons of subs tonight. All of you are so sweet and awesome. Thank you so much. We'll pitch the second Displacer, I think. Put our opponent down to 8. And probably the safest thing to do here is just Thought Knot, grab something out of our opponent's hand, like Sky Sovereign, pass the turn. J Jackson 82, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Good job, awesome dude. I appreciate you making that a thing. That's a good thing. It's already catching on, so well done. I sort of wish the Goldfish Halloween playmat was a couple of lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year, I assume. Well, if you're interested, the Fishy Secrets playmat is our Halloween playmat for this year, featuring some Delvery art. Oh, there's Panharmonicon. Okay, what's the plan here? I think we're just going to... Let's just Cloud Blazer. We're not really getting our Panharmonicon down, but I think this is better. We want to make our land drop if we can. There's a Plains. And Thraben Inspector. So many clues. And I think we just pass. Will I play some Pink Floyd on stream? I wish I could, but there's restrictions with like YouTube and also Twitch, so it's hard to play good music or popular music on the stream because it gets muted. Ruckus11, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. It's grindy, but I think we're grinding our way to a victory here. I feel like we're pretty far ahead, not even considering Eldrazi Displacer. This does not have first strike. It does not. So let's just throw all 3 Thraben Inspectors in front of it. I think this is fine. Thraben Inspector isn't doing much anyway. Am I going to get blown out? I guess I can sack Selfless Spirit, but that's also fine. Our opponent's out of cards, so we have free reign to start blinking with our Displacer, which might just be blinking on our opponent's draw step for the time being. Although blinking Cloud Blazer seems sweet. Another Displacer. Alright, we're far enough ahead. Let's play Panharmonicon. And pass the turn. I think this is fine. We take the turn off. We take the turn off, but we get down to Panharmonicon. And now when we start blinking, things just go way out of control. Burn my bread. Oh, how's it going tonight? I've been watching stuff on YouTube for ages. Glad to finally catch the stream. Well, glad to finally have you in the stream. Yeah, that's the issue, Damnation. If you use popular music, it gets muted on the replays. And also, since we upload all of our streams to the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube, which you should subscribe to if you want to see great streams from the past, great streams through history. But since we upload them to YouTube, that creates a whole nother level of issues if we use copywritten music. Opponent, gonna go scooting. I think we just take it for now. I believe we're gonna put this game pretty far out of reach here shortly. So down to 15. Opponent has another Smuggler's Copter. Okay. We crack a Clue token. Get a Reflector Mage. Ooh. Well, let's Declaration in Stone, Veteran Motorist. Against the odds, Aetherstorm, Ancient. Ugh. Yeah, I guess that could be a thing. I don't know if it's a good thing, but it could be a thing. So get rid of the Motorist. Opponent gets a Clue. Then 1, 2, 3. Reflector Mage. Doubles up with Panharmonicon. Bounce Smuggler's Copter. Bounce DePaula. We need a Moto Please emote. That's a good idea for another emote. We still have more emotes to come, so... And now we get to fire up our Looter Scooter. And let's do some attacking. Yeah, the Aetherflux Storm deck for Against the Odds was pretty fun. Alright, let's go big attack. We don't really have the ability to do song requests because of the issues we were just talking about. Double blocks Thought Not Seer, drops to 2. Play Port Town. Pass the turn. So has Tomer added the Tomer fail count for Commander Clash this week? I don't know. I haven't seen the final cut of this week's episode yet. Panharmonicon's pretty sweet. Is it the real deal? It's playable, that's for sure. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to get rid of Bull Spirits. Would we still have won with one of them being gone? Maybe? They would have had the Smuggler's Copter. Maybe. I'm not sure. This is a very soothing song. And alright, on to sideboarding. Opponent scoops it up. So against this deck, I think we need Fragmentize. And I think we need Spatial Contortions. Go down a Drowner of Hope. Maybe a Panharmonicon. Our Prophetic Prisms. Glenness Crane is actually a decent blocker. We lost against Bug Delirium or something. It was like half Bug Control, half Green Black Delirium. Do I do any competitive Magic? In paper, not really, no. Could go Esper, add Noxious for the Sweet Beats. Yeah, the original list we played of Panharmonicon was 5-color with all the Gear Hulks except the blue one. I guess we can go down a Thought Knot in this matchup. We are up a game in this match. I think we still want removal, though. We'll go down a Declaration in Stone. Is 3 Fragmentize too much? This is Blake's list. Indeed. Hey, what's up, Quinn Murphy? How goes it tonight? Welcome. Yeah, Blake's list is awesome. I've been having a blast with it. The only match we lost, we ran incredibly poorly. See ya, next list. Have fun getting your revenge on Nahiri. Oh, what's up, Tristan? Welcome. Yeah, we had the Red Gear Hulk too. We had them all. Do I prefer Moto as opposed to paper? For me, yes, because I live kind of in the middle of nowhere, so I don't have my paper play group that I learned to play with and started to play with disbanded a few years ago. Everyone is in different areas and not around, so that was one thing. And I live kind of in the middle of nowhere, so my local game store options are not all that great. So for me, that's a big appeal to Magic Online. I like Commander Clash because it kind of reminds me of the old games with my playgroup where you just kind of hang out and have fun. It's not like super intense, but it's a really fun game of Magic. So I do miss that aspect of playing in paper. When I had a fun playgroup, you can just kind of hang out with everyone for the night, play whatever, Commander, play some casual janky format. And Moto is definitely super easy compared to everything else as far as making content, I believe. At least that's my impression. I couldn't imagine trying to make the content I do in paper Magic. So that's another advantage. Yeah, 13 the Fox. That's I have local game stores that are not as far as yours. 2 hours is a long ways, but the ones that I used to go to, a couple of them have shut down, the ones that I really like, so it's just a combination of factors that makes Moto better for me at this point. Well, I mean, our opponent's got Looter Scooter, we can't really do anything about it though, so let's just Inventor's Fair, slam a Panharmonicon. Hope our opponent does not have a Fragmentize of their own, which they very well could. Commander Clash is a series we do on the YouTube channel. Me and Richard, Tomer, and Tom, who actually streams at MTG Radio, is his Twitch. Once a week, we get together, do a really fun, usually based on some sort of theme, Commander game. So if you haven't watched that, check it out on the YouTube channel. I believe this is a remix of a national song. It's called England remix. There's a Fragmentize. Okay. Well, I wanted to play Cloud Blazer with Panharmonicon out. Jeez, and our opponent has Fleet Wheel Cruiser? Oh, the combo. And they're going to get to loot. Jeez. That's a lot of things all at once. Seems so disheartened when you went out last Commander Clash. What was I playing last Commander Clash? I'm trying to... What was last one? Oh, the alphabet game? Yeah, that was a little disheartening. It was a really weird building restriction to do the alphabet thing. I think we chump here. And to make matters worse, that's actually not even this next episode, but the following episode. So you gotta wait even longer than it appears. Well, I want to just play Cloud Blazer. That's probably a bad plan. All right, let's... Bouncing Thraben Inspector doesn't feel that great, but we'll bounce that. Play Smuggler's Copter, pass the turn. I think this is fine for now. Copter actually is a good blocker against Copter or Fleet Wheel Cruiser. Never mind. Now it is not a good blocker against either of them. The Veteran Motorist. Alright, fires up Fleet Wheel Cruiser. Well, I think we're just going to take our beats for now. Not ideal. Down to 10. What else does our opponent have? They just pass. We get... Ooh, Fragmentize. That's a draw. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Thought not see our opponent. See what's in our opponent's hand. They have removal for it? Skywaller's Shot. Alright, so they kill it. They get to draw a card. They draw a card. Sky Sovereign, Selfless Spirit, and the Thraben Inspector. So we gotta take Sky Sovereign here, unfortunately. So take Sky Sovereign. We might as well loot here with our Smuggler's Copter, because we can't block with it. Wallers, Whalers. Close enough. Get in with Copter. We would like a land. Alright, Reflector Mage. So our opponent's got Selfless Spirit. We're going to kill the Cruiser. I guess we discard the Displacer for now. Not finding our lands here, unfortunately. Fragmentize. Get rid of a Fleet Wheel Cruiser. Pass the turn. We're going to take a beating here. PNLR. So our opponent has what? Thraben Inspector and Selfless Spirit left? Eee. Not good. Well, the problem is we don't really have the ability to activate the Displacer. But we have the ability to play and bounce something with Mage, potentially. Opponent loots away a land. We drop all the way down to 4. There's a Selfless Spirit. I think we might be dead. Ether Hub. Are we dead here? We bounce, we block, and we die. We play Cloud Blazer, go to 6. Block, and die. I mean, it seems very likely that we are dead here. Alright, pass the turn. We didn't have the mana. We only had 5 mana. So we couldn't play and activate Displacer in the same turn. We're dead here anyway, though. So we're at 6. Smuggler's Copter. Block. Wow. Alright, maybe we're not dead. Interesting. This is not what I was expecting from our opponent. I don't know why they didn't activate Smuggler's Copter. Are we still dead? Oh, okay. I guess we are still dead. They can sack all their artifacts to make everything not block. And then that's still lethal. Well, fire up our Smuggler's Copter. I assume they just sack, make it so it can't block, make it so Copter can't block, and then we're dead anyway. So I guess their line does work. I was just not... I was thinking of it a different way. But this line does kill us. Alright. Yep, that does it. Secret Deck Tech! Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Well, good news is we get to be on the play here in Game 3, which is solid. Yeah, so let's run it back. Alright, on to Game 3 against red-white vehicles, and... Alright, this is fine. Turn 2, Smuggler's Copter, and then we can turn 3, Reflector Mage, and we got the Panharmonicon. So, Port Town, tapped. Pass the turn. Sorry, I was, had to type something real quick. I was doing my Jake impression. Ooh, Drowner. Alright. Port Town, Reveal Prairie Stream, and Looter Scooter. Does our opponent have a removal spell? Hopefully they just play a creature and we can bounce it. That would be the ideal outcome. That works. Do we stream Commander Clash or is it just on YouTube? So it's just on YouTube, although it's possible that we do a special live episode at some point. That song was Music Melody by Weisiger. Music dash melody. Well, this works. So now we get to Ether Hub, get an energy. Bounce Veteran Motorist with Reflector Mage. Suit up our Smuggler's Copter. That's such a devastating intro to be able to bounce the creature and get in with Smuggler's Copter. Oh no. Well, I guess we gotta discard the land. This song is Bicycle Tropics by Constellation. Reflector Mage and Smuggler's Copter are both pretty effed up magic cards. Alright, Declaration in stone. That's actually annoying. That means we don't have a creature for our copter. Opponent has 3-bin Inspector. Well, let's see if we can draw a creature here, would be nice. Creature? Plains. Well, in that case, we just need to Panharmonicon. Pass the turn. I think Drowner is going to be a big part of our plan here. Thank you, the Laughing Man. There's Veteran Motorist. Does some more scrying. And Selfless Spirit. Alright, well, hopefully we draw a creature. That's our nut draw. Like, Cloud Blazer, that would be the best. Cloud Blazer, start harmonicking. Glint Crane also works. In some ways, that might even be better. We get another Panharmonicon. Put lands and Cloud Blazer to the bottom. Get nothing? We don't have that many artifacts after sideboarding. Ooh, another Smuggler's Copter. Alright, grab the Smuggler's Copter. And then fire up Smuggler's Copter. Get in. Put our opponent... get to loot. Port Town. So we're going to discard the second Smuggler's Copter. Put our opponent down to 14. Declaration in stone, Veteran Motorist. Port Town, tapped, pass the turn. And now if they can't kill Panharmonicon, we have double Drowner of Hope, which should just take over this matchup. Alright, there's Sky Sovereign. Luckily, Drowner of Hope can keep that under control by sacking the tokens. And it also means we have a lot of good draws. The song is Bicycle Tropics by Constellation. Another Panharmonicon. That wasn't exactly the draw we wanted, but play the plains. Play Drowner of Hope. I did not tap for blue mana with all that tapping. So this is where Drowner ends up being very good, I think. Double the tokens, double the fun. Fire up our Smuggler's Copter. We do want to discard one of these Panharmonicons. We have way too many. Get in with Copter. Put our opponent down to 11. Loot. Ooh. Well, We discard a Panharmonicon. Unfortunately, Fragmentize can't hit Sky Sovereign. But we can still tap it down as long as they can't kill our Drowner here. Oh, is this Declaration Stone on Drowner? That would be bad. Skywaller shot on Drowner. That's also bad. So now we're back to needing to draw something. Yeah, Blue-White Eldrazi Harmonicon. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. We are in trouble. Opponent gets to scry. Do they have something else? And do we draw anything? Oh, man. Yep. I think we're dead. Now we have to draw something. That was... Veteran Motorist was probably the best card our opponent could draw there. We don't really have answers to Sky Sovereign. We can kill other artifacts, but we can't kill... We can't kill Sky Sovereign. And they're going to shoot down one of our Scions. And we're going to take 7 in the air? Down to 9 and pretty much dead on board. Alright, well, let's see if we can draw something. Eldrazi Displacer sort of gives us hope-ish. If they have another removal spell, we're really in trouble, but... Play Displacer. Pass the turn. Hopefully they can't kill our Displacer. We really need our Displacer to be able to stay alive and blink this Sky Sovereign. And then we're back to having a shot. We need to draw... probably Cloud Blazer is our best draw. Well... That was what our opponent wanted. That's for sure. So, Blink's Alpha Spirit. Well, Blinking Sky Sovereign can keep us alive for a turn. That's not an idea, but staying alive is usually a good plan. We're not dead on board. We have a copter, so we're not dead on board. Opponent attacks. Goes after a Scion, so we need to fire up our Smuggler's Copter. Sack our science to draw a card. Block Sky Sovereign. We get to loot. We gotta find something, though. Maybe? Maybe Declaration in Stone does it? Maybe. Ether Hub. So we need to... Declaration in Stone, Veteran Motorist. Spatial Contortion, Selfless Spirit. Bonus exit.
How can you compare? If I could, and if I had,
Playing Ether Hub.
a person that lost everything was kind
Opponent's gonna sack their clue.
water and 2 bags of chips. I can't say no more.
Oh man, Fragmentize just not doing it for us. Alright, pass the turn, see what happens.
But to lose memories, you can't replace that.
Land for our opponent. PNLR. That's a good draw. Killing a clue doesn't really do anything. I think we were dead there if our opponent... I guess we weren't dead either way. Well, we're pretty dead here. Down to 3. Sack our clue. Filigree Familiar, Thraben Inspector. Filigree Familiar gains us life. Yeah, it's only creatures and planeswalkers. Thraben Inspector. Fragmentize. And we're dead to Pia. So that's the game. Oh my goodness. Well, back down to 2-2. One more round to go for the treasure chest. All right. Last game of the league. This hand's pretty good-ish. Oh, Stitches, I still got to get back to you. Send me another email just so I have it as a placeholder. I'm trying to figure out the way to get that set up. If you're looking for the deck list, !deck will get it for you. See if our opponent keeps. All right. opponent keeps. We get to play first, so let's just planes and go. What's up, Dabe? No control opponents yet. This might be the control round. Alright, so Island and Glintness Crane. We played this opponent before. This when we played Blue White Spirits in Modern. This was our final round of our league. Meep. Welcome to the Fishbowl and thank you for your subscription. No, you play people of all different records. It's not that exact on Magic Online, unfortunately. So, ideally, you'll be paired with someone with a record close to yours, but it's not 100%. What is our opponent playing? This might be... I don't know. Is this another Panharmonicon deck? This is the Spirit Mirror guy. Oh. Oh no! This is our Turbo Fog deck. Oh, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose to our. We're gonna lose to Turbo Fog. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Well. There's Etherub. Oh, Mazook, I don't know. You have the bad luck since you've been waiting for Momir. We've had some really long leagues in consecutive weeks. So, I feel bad, but it's seeming unlikely just because our leagues have been going so long this week. Yeah. Okay, Fateful Showdown on our copter. We're not drawing lands. If we could get down this Panharmonicon, it would be sweet. Pass the turn. Fevered Visions. Well, that's going to draw us cards at least. Opponent draws. Land? Please? Another Panharmonicon. So let's attack with everything. Declaration Stone or Gluttonous Grain. Pass the turn. Still not finding lands. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. There's Fumigate. Get some energy. Wipes our board. We draw a card. Land? Come on, land. No land. Thraben Inspector. There's a land. So let's just Panharmonicon. Hope we can outvalue the fogs. Draw a Displacer. We do have the ability to win with Thought Knot Seer, which is good. Oh, that's double tower, though. That doesn't seem good. Our opponent's going to start killing us super quick. We really need to get a Cloud Blazer down here. Port Town doesn't do it. Well, I mean, I guess we get to Thought Knot Seer. Well, I guess we leave the fogs, take the Sphinx.
As in estache, you as in humor, ya as in Yalta. How to pronounce yo and short e. Yo as in Yolka. Short e as in
And get rid of Glimmer. Not that it matters, because Fevered Visions keeps drawing. There's a Smuggler's Copter. I think we sort of, maybe-ish, have a chance. Our opponent's hand is all fogs. They're going to have a ton of energy. But if we can live, we can start gaining a ton of life with Cloud Blazers, which might be enough. So, there's the draw from Fevered Visions. Inventor's Fair isn't bad. Let's start by just attacking with Thought Knot. If our opponent wants to use a Fog, that's fine. If they want a Fumarole, that's fine. Can you not hear me? Is there... Alright, there's the Fogs. So, tower, triggers. Okay, well, maybe try refreshing, whoever asked Eldrazi Unicorn. Maybe try refreshing the web page, and hopefully it'll work. So, triggers from the Fogs. So, no damage. Are they going to just... I guess they can't kill Thought Knot. Then we'll play Inventor's Fair. Play Panharmonicon. Play Smuggler's Copter. Pass the turn, draw a island, down to 14. Well, it's up to Cloud Blazer. Oh, come on, Cloud Blazer. Well, we gotta draw cards and gain life to stay alive, but then in the long run, we're gonna be blinking Thought Knot Seer is how we win the game. But for right now, we have to do this just to gain the life. So, Cloud Blazer. Draw 6, puts us back up to 21. Prisms, Cranes. Oh boy. We have tons of Cloud Blazers. So let's fire up our Smuggler's Copter. This is blue-white Panharmonicon, essentially. Yeah, we drew a lot of cards. More importantly, we gained our life back up to 21. Opponent uses some energy, kills our Looter Scooter. We get in with Thought Knot. Huh, I don't know, Eldrazi Unicorn. It seems like everyone else is okay with the sound, so I'm not sure what the problem is. That's very odd. This is it's sort of a brew. It's from Blake Rasmussen, who works at Wizards, has been playing it. So people have been playing Panharmonicon, but it's not like tier 1 or anything yet. Alright, opponent kills our Cloud Blazer. We just play what we can. Another Thraben Inspector. Draw from Visions, go back down to 19. Discard Prism. We gotta actually worry about drawing ourselves too much. We need to save our Cloud Blazers, but discard Reflector Mage and Glint Nest. So basically what we're trying to do is If we get down Eldrazi Displacer, we blink it a bunch of times, and we basically can mill our opponent out of the game by forcing them to draw cards and then exile them and keep doing that. So that's our long-term goal. In the meantime, we keep attacking and hope that we maybe somehow get through the fogs. Seems unlikely, though. Alright, there's the fog. Triggers Dynavolts. Get some energy. We do have a Drowner. So, Drowner. Drowner of Secrets makes some tokens. Play Ether Hub. Get an energy. Play Displacer. So I think we just win here. So I think what we got to do is make infinite mana. I think our opponent can kill us. Yeah, they can play Commencement. So we can try to combo. Can they play more is the question. So now we blink to Drowner again. Make some more tokens. So this should be able to win us the game with these abilities on the stack. It's going to take us a while to win, unfortunately. So what we got to do is do this enough times that we can eventually blink our Thought-Knot Seer enough times to win the game. This is going to take forever. Forever. We are probably going to time out. Someone count and figure out how many Scions do we need to mill our opponent out with 32 cards in their deck? Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Well, we got to blink Thought Not enough. 96 we're looking for? Okay. So we got a ways to go. We have like 20-some. And we have to do it right now or else we lose our Displacer, is the problem. We're getting lots of estimates. Well, we have a random infinite combo. Whether we win from it or lose to time from it remains to be seen. So we're up to like 30-some. Well, maybe if I show our opponent the combo, they'll scoop. I guess we don't need that many. Oh, yeah, we do. So we empty our opponent's hand. All right, we got to start again. Exile Thought Knot. We have to do this on the stack, though, is the problem. And this is so many triggers. Oh my goodness, we're so gonna time out. This is super sweet, but we're probably gonna lose. Blink thought not. Blink thought not. Target our opponent. Oh my goodness. It is fun. I don't know if we win, but it's fun. Get rid of Prophetic Prism. Exile Thought Knot, sack some Scions. Opponent's down to 29 cards. Get some triggers. Oh, good guy, Bob. Good guy, Bob the Builder. Thank you so much. So Bob... Bob said, anyone else, including Richard, so shots fired at Richard, I make them mill me out, but for you, but I got you. So huge thanks. Thank you, Bob. Oh my God, that would have been miserable. We would have literally done that until we ran out of time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I am super thankful. Let's bring in the gates, bring in Dispels, bring in Fragmentize, bring in Dovent Bonds, go down Declaration in Stones, go down Sky Sovereign, go down Filigree Familiar, Reflector Mage, and Prophetic Prism, I think. Does this seem like the best sideboarding plan? Well, there's the combo. We saw the combo. So here's the thing, and we've talked about this before on... but Magic Online doesn't do a great job with combos. That's not one of the best parts of Magic Online. So... well, thank you, Damnation. I'm glad you liked it. We're 2-2, going for a 3-2 here. Our opponent has been playing leagues with a modified version of our Turbo Fog deck, and he had finished his first league 3-2 and now is on to a second one. So Magic Online just isn't good at infinite combos. In paper, you could demonstrate the loop, be like, oh, we're going to do this a whole bunch of times, you lose. It doesn't work that way on Magic Online. On Magic Online, it is as clunky as all get out. I don't time out very often unless I'm streaming. Then sometimes I do, but because I'm talking and stuff. But one of the times that I can remember timing out was involving the Mindslaver lock. I had an opponent that wouldn't scoop, and I literally just played through the entire clock Mindslaver locking. Oh, Moto is great at a lot of things. I definitely appreciate a lot of things about Magic Online. And it's awesome for triggers. The rules engine is typically very good. What's up, your Uncle Sam? The rules engine is usually pretty good. There's not as many bugs as people think. Like, it happens on occasion, but... so there's a lot of awesome parts, but the implementation of combos is just not very good. Glad to see you play this. I've been messing around with the build myself without the copters. How do I feel about it? So far, I've really enjoyed it. It seems good. We've lost a couple games. One was close, hard-fought match that we lost. Another was pretty much just a really horrible draw. So it seems good. And it's really fun. I mean, I love Panharmonicon decks. I've loved every single Panharmonicon deck I've played. So it's a low bar, I guess, for the deck to get over, because I really just love playing this kind of deck. But this one seems solid. Lumbering Falls for our opponent. Well, let's get smuggling. Fire up the Looter Scooter. It's actually just deck. I should change it so deck list works as well, but... Does our opponent have removal?
Sorry I am. The way that we handled the communication around these big changes. We do think, over the long term, they will help us innovate much faster, and I wish we had handled the communication in a more forthright manner directly.
Well, we get to loot, so our opponent probably doesn't have removal.
For all of your patience, I thank you.
So we get to loot. Discard a Glintness Crane. Get in for 3. Let's just play Port Town. Play Eldrazi Displacer. Pass the turn. I think our best way of winning this game might be ultimating Dovanbon. See ya, Eldrazi Unicorn. We will be back Tuesday, of course. Do I like Standard or Modern better? So, I like both formats. It really depends on the time. Standard I like most when it's around when new sets release. While Modern is kind of the same all the time. Modern does have its ebbs and flows, though. It gets better and worse depending on what decks are at the top of the format. Let's do some attacking. Discard. Ooh, that's a Thought Knot. Well, we'll discard a Panharmonicon. Is our opponent going to start fogging? Not yet. So let's just Thought Knot. Maybe we can just steal a game here if this deck is fizzling and doesn't have the fogs. Alright, Repel to get some energy. All lands in hand? Wow! Alright, well, we might just be able to win next turn. Opponent plays a land. They got one of our hands like we had in those other matches. So fire up Smuggler's Copter. We are pretty close to just winning here. How the heck can I get into this game with so much complexity and pick it up at any competitive level? It takes a lot of practice, and starting off kind of small, I guess. The Magic Duels game is a good intro. Magic Online can also be a good intro. Encircling Fissure, well, let's counter that. Opponent gets some energy. We loot. Discard Thraben Inspector. And that does it! Woo! Alright, so we finish off with the 3 and 2, beating Turbo Fog, and you know what that means. Da-da-da-da. We get to open a worthless card. Actually, 3 worthless cards. 2 worthless commons and uncommons, and a worthless rare. Maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the time we actually get a treasure in our chest. Alright, let's open it. Let's open it. Come on. Come on. Come on, treasure chest. Be nice to us. Alright. Here goes. Come on. Something good. I've never opened a... Well, I guess Raging Ravine is okay, but I haven't opened any really good treasure chests. Open one. Come on. Come on. Oh, okay. Okay. So, I can't really complain about this, unfortunately. So, 40 play points is the equivalent of $4, which is actually worth more than a booster. So it's not a Black Lotus or something insane, but 40 play points is actually a decent prize. So I'm not going to complain about getting 40 play points. So that's actually a reasonable treasure chest. It's not as exciting as opening a sweet card, but yeah, it's reasonable. We also get an Iron League Steed, Haste Fabricate 4/4, and High Tide Hermit, everyone's favorite defending crab. So overall, that's a almost double value of what you'd expect from a treasure chest. So that's fine. I'm not going to complain about that. Anyway, let's do some reminders. Of course, our sponsor, Wizardry Foundry. Check them out. 10% off if you use MTG Goldfish 3 as your code. They make really cool high-end deck boxes, including the Grimoire series. If you want to see this stream or all of our other old streams, go to the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube channel. Sub to that. Of course, sub to the normal one as well. That's where you can find Commander Clash Against the Odds, Budget Magic, all that fun stuff, and a new series coming out with me and Tomer next week. If you need to get in touch with me, either Twitter at Saffron Olive or at saffronolive at mtggoldfish.com. Both of those things will reach me. And then, of course, we got merch and playmats, including the Fishy Secrets Halloween playmat. And tokens. We have sweet signed tokens, so yeah, you came at the end, your Uncle Sam. Well, big thanks to everyone for your subscriptions today. You all were awesome. The deck was actually really fun. Our record could have been better, but it was really fun. I would heavily recommend trying it out because it's a blast. You get the value, you get Panharmonicons, you get combo potential. It's got it all, so give it a shot and you will not be disappointed. Anyway, that's all for me tonight, everyone. We'll be back Tuesday with all the other sweet stuff, Commander Clash articles coming out over the weekend. So I will see you on Tuesday for the next stream. Until then, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.